Welcome everyone. I'd like to acknowledge YouTube Help and Sprintlaw along with Joe Cassie for the article here on fair dealing and YouTube, a guide to copyright exemptions, which I think Warner Bros. Entertainment copyright team might have violated. Though fair use on YouTube, fair use of the legal document says you can reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances. Fair use sentences without getting permission from the copyright owner. Fair use guidelines. Courts also look at potential fair use cases. YouTube's fair use protection. YouTube gets many takedown requests to remove videos that copyright owners claim are infringing under copyright law. Sometimes these requests target videos that seem like clear examples of fair use. Courts have decided that copyright owners must consider fair use before they send a copyright takedown notice. Because of this, they often ask copyright owners to confirm they've done this analysis. Seeing as I don't think Warner Bros. Entertainment copyright team has actually done the analysis, and now they've opened themselves up for criticism. The reason I say that is because they put in a takedown request of my video from the 20th, well, the 19th really, so I'd like to thank the 20 people who actually watched that video because of the other stuff that was in it. And yeah, I just turned my phone on. I forgot to turn my phone on. So I need to use my phone for cybersecurity messages and everything else to actually have a look at other things that's cybersecurity related. So we also have more examples. We have an example of YouTube's fair use protection. Reinstated videos. There was a video by Young Turks which showed short clips from a heavily criticized commercial as part of a conversation on why it offended viewers. There's another video by Celica Talk which criticized a particular figure for endorsing an unproven treatment of diabetes. Yikes. Buffy vs. Edward Twilight Remix original version, a remix video that compares the ways women are portrayed in two vampire related works targeted at teens. The No Offense video uploaded by National Organizations for Marriage, which uses a clip of a celebrity as an example of rude behavior. Then there's also more info. But let's go over fair dealing and YouTube, a guide to copyright exemptions. Well, these two are actually part of research and study that I've done, so I'm exempted from that under the exemption law, or the exemption clause, which means I'm protected. I'm protected by the exemption clause. Criticism and review, again, I am protected under the exemption clause. News, again, exception clause, because it is news. It is news. I can use it in anything that is news. Then we have legal advice. I wouldn't consider this legal advice. This is just me showing the difference. So we have YouTube pop-ups popping into the news quite often when it comes to high-profile creators being banned for breaching one of many policies. Creators can get banned for any number of reasons, including spreading misinformation or posting inappropriate content. Ooh! YouTube, I have a little question. Why isn't One American News Network not banned for for spreading misinformation and posting inappropriate content along with Fox News? Fox News isn't news. They're not journalists. They're pushing misinformation and they're not even allowed to do that under law. Not to mention the content that they are posting is inappropriate. Because they're not engaging in any type of talking or conversation. They're just pushing false and misleading information about COVID-19 and everything else, and including voting. Because Fox News and One American News Network and such they still say Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump hasn't been president for freaking 2 years, nearly. He got booted out by the American people via a fair and free election, and yet you have people in Congress and Senate saying we want to throw out millions of people's votes. It's like the American Constitution, which the Senate and those in Congress do actually have to pledge an oath to. They have to say an oath to uphold and protect the American Constitution from threats inside and outside of America. Not to mention, there is a two-edged sword of the oath of office as well. And I can pull them up, but that's for a different video and everything else. Copyright laws in Australia can be complex and it's easy to trip us up. Well, it's not easy to trip me up, especially when you've done a diploma of digital and interactive gaming and had to do copyright laws, business laws, not to mention trademark and IP laws. And then try and find contract for an assessment that you literally had a question. One of your client's sons wants to make a video game using the NRL and such. I went above and beyond for that. I literally found the contracts in a PDF file for both Australia and New Zealand, and I actually had to express, please see page, and I literally had to put in a footnote, please see page whatever in the PDF file. Same with please see page whatever in the PDF file for New Zealand. Because you literally have to get the player's permission, the team's permission, the permission from the NRL and such, along with the sponsors of the sport, to be put into the video game. Was me using the PDF file for the assessment in breach of copyright? No. It is literally up on the NRL site, and it was for use. It was for use. It literally was for use by those who want to actually have get players' permission and such to be used in a game, along with acknowledging the fact that it actually came from the NRL. So I wasn't in breach of any copyright law or study and research law. Copyright can be complex, especially in the area of digital content creation, and getting legal clarification early on could save you from big headaches down the line. Yes, and true, but again, there are exemptions to the Copyright Act in Australia. And that's probably a message on cybersecurity that I probably need to look at. Lucky you don't need to know all copyright law to produce content on YouTube without breaching it. Yeah, this is famously confusing if you don't know what you're looking for. The main points you need to know are copyright is automatic. You do not need to register your work for copyright to apply. So me reporting on news and giving a critique and criticism is protected under copyright. Though copyright only expires on original works after a long time. Depending on the type of work, copyright duration will differ. So if I were to upload the 1966 Batman Season 1, that copyright has expired. It would be the same with Season 2 and Season 3. Because Batman 66, Batman, the TV series from 1966, which is live action, and I can actually say this is in commemoration of West and his work on Batman 1966 as Bruce Wayne / Batman. Warner Brothers Entertainment can actually fight it, but it's like, well, I'm not making money on it. It's not monetized. It doesn't have comments enabled, and the description does say in remembrance of Adam West. Considering that Batman from 1966 was actually produced by 20th Century Fox and another company that I think has gone under. So the copyright from those two have gone. I don't know if Warner Bros. Entertainment has actually continued that copyright, but I know that Disney has actually brought 20th Century Fox, and let me just check Disney Plus, because, I mean, it would probably be up there. I'm not entirely sure. So let me just put in Batman. Ooh, Batman is not on Disney Plus. Ooh. That is weird. Considering yesterday I was looking at Batman 1966 TV series and movie, and apparently Disney does actually have copyrights as well, but I don't think they've renewed those copyrights for Batman 1966 to be up on Disney Plus. And yet, this is Disney Plus on mobile. So, okay. I'm gonna have to watch a few things on Disney Plus. I am. There are a number of shows on Disney Plus that that I'm going to be enjoying. I'm going to have to jump back into what is it? Hawkeye and a few others. Let me drink of water. Oh, excuse me. I needed that drink of water. Copyright protects films, and I should actually continue on with depending type of work. Copyright duration will differ. So films and sound recordings, published plus 70 years. Artistic, literary, musical, dramatic works, life of creation. Plus 70 years. Copyright protects how you present an idea, not an idea itself. So with me acknowledging Hogwarts Legacy and the team behind Hogwarts Legacy with the trailer, I was giving acknowledgement to Hogwarts Legacy YouTube channel and the team behind Hogwarts Legacy. So that means that me using the trailer as news is an exemption of copyright law, which would mean the Warner Bros. Entertainment copyright team is in direct violation of the exception clause, I should say, because there is exception to copyright. Copyright does not apply to original content without exceptions. I mean, there are a number of people who use the Hogwarts Legacy cinematic trailer in their videos. I'm looking at you, Expecto Go. I don't know if you have the right licenses, James, so please look up what you can use along with everyone else, because I'm operating under the Australian copyright law with the exceptions to copyright, which is fair dealing, because I critique and review, and I also give my opinion in an honest format. It's like when I said about this. This is in my video of it. If you ever find yourself in the anime of Pokemon and you come across this thing, yes, you can catch it. But another thing, if you see one holding a permanent text and uses a microphone, you better start running for your damn life. Because because when you fall asleep, it's going to puff up, get mad, or puffing up, and draw all over your face. And that's Jigglypuff in a nutshell in Pokemon anime. Especially from Generation 1, which is the first series. Then we had the Orange Islands, and oh boy, that's Snorlax. It can eat more than it weighs, apparently. Don't know why. Copyright does not apply to original content without exceptions. In the Copyright Act 1968, there are various exemptions that will result in the original creator not being able to enforce copyright if someone uses or distributes the content. Fair dealing is one of these exceptions. And the most important for YouTube creators. This is because in limited circumstances, it allows you to use other people's content for your own videos. A key feature of the fair dealing exception is it applies to any user of copyrighted material. This is because in limited... A key feature of fair dealing exception is it applies to any use of copyrighted material. This distinguishes it from the other exemptions in the Copyright Act 1968, some of which apply only to specific people or bodies. This is why fair dealing exception is particularly relevant to YouTube users. And this means for Australians only. Not US, not UK, not anyone else. Though I think New Zealand has a different exception clause and such. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to research that. Fair dealing allows you to use someone's content for 5 distinctive purposes. Criticism and review. So criticism and review, satire and parody, news, legal advice, research and study. I can virtually use Hogwarts Legacy's Midday Summer ASMR video because there's literally no sound. There's no sound. Go back and watch it. There's literally no sound to it. At all. I could talk over it. I could have Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase 2 up and say, see this section here? It's just another angle of this. And if you're wondering why I'm saying that, it's because of the hamlet that they actually visit. And it's not even Hogsmeade, so yeah. Content copyright material do the exceptions apply to? The first 4 exceptions, research, study, criticism, and review, parody, satire, and news, only apply to the use of certain types of content copyright material. These are literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic work, adaptations, and of the above work. Audiovisual items, for example, movies, recordings of sound, and other broadcast material. In other words, the Hogwarts Legacy trailer comes under this exemption for me to use. Now, I could use the Hogwarts Legacy Midsummer Day ASMR video for breakdown because there's literally no sound, and I'm not making a profit from it. Because I could break it down from a deployment of digital and interactive student point of view. And trust me, getting those camera angles to focus on what's behind, what's in the foreground of those videos is really, it can be a nightmare at times. And I do mean it can be a nightmare at times. Also, I can point out the clipping and everything else that's in that video of people walking. Not to mention the fabric isn't fluid enough. It's dull. I'm sorry, Avalanche Studios. I'm sorry that's what I think of the clothing. something, because it can clip, it's like, oh look, it's attached to someone's leg at times, and it can be annoying, okay? Especially when it doesn't add up correctly. Especially those dresses. It don't add up. It's just bellowing, and it's like, are we even talking about the same material? Or the way it actually works? I mean, can someone please motion capture someone walking in a dress? That would be nice. Criticism and review, which I was using the Hogwarts Legacy cinematic trailer for. So, under the criticism and review, you are able to use a portion of the copyright material without permission for the person critiquing or reviewing it. So, if you're running a movie or book review channel on YouTube, you can show or quote extracts of the material. However, you must be clearly engaging in the act of critiquing or reviewing of the material, which I was doing. If using copyright material for the purpose of criticism and review, you must also acknowledge the original creators, which I did. Project a satire, I could... Let me just grab Harry Potter and press the I could rewrite this for satire or parody. This whole series. The whole Harry Potter series, I couldn't care. It's like, oh, I could write it from Draco Malfoy's point of view. Now that's an interesting idea. Can we, Miss J.K. Rowling, can we have a whole series from the point of Draco Malfoy? Or would that be too much? Because, I mean, you could put it in the life of a Slytherin point of view. I'm just suggesting a new series. I mean, I would grab that series. I would read that series. And then we also have news. If reporting on events that are happening or have happened, and using copyright material to do it, you do not need permission from the original creators. However, the use of the material cannot be identical to the reporting of these events. Make sure whatever content you are using is necessary for the purpose of reporting on current or historic affairs. This exemption also requires you to give proper acknowledgement to the original creators of the content. Well, it seems I think I'm making a case here for myself on the violation of the exemption clause from Warner Bros. Entertainment copyright team. And then we have legal advice. Now, there's a few people who do actually offer legal advice on YouTube and TikTok. It is different for them than what it is for Australians. Keep in mind, I am an Australian content creator. I don't make content to get rich. No. Do I make content with copyright material for money? No. Under exemption clause of critique and review, news, legal advice, satire apology, or research and study. I'm not making any money from YouTube at all. Fair use versus fair dealing. This is I'm going to put this section in the description, as well as with links to Sprintlaw, along with YouTube's fair use on YouTube from YouTube Help. And if you're still unsure, yeah. So for anyone in Australia, you can get in touch with sprintlaw.com.au, phone for free notification chats. So I might actually contact the people here. There are, I think, free. So we have Alex Wickett, Emily Samtani, and I mean Tiwai. I hope I said your name correctly, because these three people actually use Sprintlaw, and Sprintlaw is five stars on Google reviews. So I'm gonna contact them afterwards, and then go from there. Though I will have to give them the video and say, does this actually violate any copyright laws? Because it is new. I'm using copyright material under news and critique and review, along with acknowledgements of where the video comes from. And then I'll give them Warner Bros. Entertainment Copyright Team's email address. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Again, I'd like to thank YouTube's help section and YouTube team. Fair Dealing and YouTube article that is on Sprintlaw by Joe Cassie. I'd like to thank those two. And I am acknowledging them like I did at the start of the video. Funny how that works, doesn't it? So I'm gonna go research a few other things for myself and such. So I hope you enjoyed the video here, and I will put this down below for all Australians, along with this and this, along with where you can actually find all the articles as well. So please enjoy wherever you are, and I will see you all next time.